Hello everybody, welcome back to MTG Spec. My name is Tom, your host, and today we are going to talk about the Bizarro Power 9. In some weird alternate universe, there is a world in which Magic the Gathering did not completely abandon the Ante cards. And here we have all 9 Ante cards ever printed. There is a Contract from Below, and Dark Pact and Demonic Attorney from Alpha. You've got the Jeweled Bird from Arabian Nights, Bronze Tablet from Antiquities, Rebirth, and Tempest of Freet from Legends. Ice Age gave us Amulet of Quaz, and then finally we had the Temerian Fiends and Homelands, which Homelands destroyed everything, and that's when Ante finally jumped the shark. Now, I don't have any great love for Ante. I will tell you, one of the few games of Ante I ever played, me and my friend T had a house rule, I guess, where if you anteed a card you didn't like anteing, that you could do it again. And so I had a Goblin Balloon Brigade that I was really attached to because I just got it recently. And so I re-anteed that for, by accident, a Mox Pearl. And TD stomped me with 2 Crawworms, so that's how TD won a Mox Pearl. So I'm not a big fan of Ante. It has dire consequences, and it's not to be taken lightly. But that being said, just imagine if this card was something that had carried on. Discard your current hand and draw 8 new cards, adding the first drawn to your Ante. So you can draw 7 cards for 1 black mana. That puts this solidly in the Power 9. In a world where Ante still existed as a thing, this wouldn't merely be a reserve list oddity. This would be, a $10,000 card. And, the funny thing about Ante is, it actually is fun, if done right. We did a sealed Ante League one time during 5th edition. And it was a blast. It was really fun, especially if you're like playing red and you luck out and you happen to ante your opponent's Disintegrate. It really adds some weight to the proceedings and some high stakes. It's a lot of fun to do. But what's interesting to me is that there's so much unexplored design space since they ditched this so early. Imagine a commander deck that had like anti-themed cards in it. You could create a card that says like ante your commander to destroy all of your opponent's permanents, or each additional card you ante this game gives this creature 10 +1/+1 counters. There's so many things they could have done. They could have done a cycle of dual lands where they say, comes into play tapped unless you ante a card. And then bingo, you've got more dual lands. So there's a ton of unexplored design space. But there's also, with technology being what it is, I could see a point in the future where, you could have like a Las Vegas Grand Prix or something like that, where they make special decks that are anti-themed. And that is one of the drawbacks of Ante. One of the things that holds it back is the fact that it is de facto gambling, and that could cause problems for Magic in a lot of different states of the Union. But other than that, it's also just unpopular with the players. But like I said, they could do something at some point where they brought it back in a limited form. And just had fun with it, because the way things are now with Magic, they're obviously getting more and more advanced in terms of like being able to push out these sets like Jumpstart or whatever. With the press of a button, or a few clicks of a mouse, they could have an entire new set ready. And the way they're doing stuff with the mystery boosters and the list from the Zendikar pack boosters. There's a huge amount of cards that they could just, with a click of a button, add a little Planeswalker symbol to it and bring it back and put it in a specialty product. And with Secret Lair, they're proving over and over again that they can package these things quickly and get them out. Well, quickly. Except for the COVID-related shipping delays. But anyway, I just think it's interesting to think about the fact that, Ante as a thing in the game stopped at less than 10 cards, didn't even hit double digits. But there's a lot of potential there, and maybe in some other plane of reality, some bizarro world, Ante's the big thing, and There's hundreds of Ante cards, and this guy right here, this contact from below is 10 grand a pop. It's fun to think about. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Das vidanya, y'all.